If you're watching the replay of this, I'm going to wait just a moment before I start talking to see who joins us today. So today I want to talk about like some really specific questions that I get when we're talking about freelancing and working from home. So if you're here, feel free to comment in the chat. I'll be happy to talk to you, answer any questions that you have, and we are going to talk about two big ones that I get asked all the time. Whew. So the first one that I want to talk about is I get asked all the time about, do I really work? If you have ever had the opportunity to see me work, a lot of people are like, I get into a zone. And I don't show my work area because it's kind of messy. I'm running two computers almost all the time, going back and forth, troubleshooting or answering emails or chatting with clients. And I do this all day long. I had someone recently come in and she was going to train with me on a position, and she said, okay, I just said I do, I stay busy. People commonly think that if you're working from home that you're, Peggy Bundy and you're laying on the couch eating bonbons and watching TV. Guys, that is not what working from home is ever about. This is still crooked. Working from home is, well, that's a little bit better. Working from home is just as much of a job as if you were going into an office every day. And you have to treat it like that in order to be successful. Okay? You still have to shower. You still have to act normal. Your professionalism carries through whether you're sitting at home or you are in an office somewhere. And that's something that people don't always realize. They assume that working from home is, this super, super easy, I'm just going to lay around and do what I want thing. And that couldn't be further from the truth. The other common thing that they say when it comes to, that we just sit around and we don't actually do anything is people assume that they can have their kids around or that, they can babysit and work from home. And that's not always the case. Now for me, my kids are older, so it's not hard if I'm like, okay, I have to go in here and work. I'll be out in a few hours. But if that child is an infant or toddler or, let's say under the age maybe 10, and they struggle with the idea of, I'm busy, I can't work right now, or I need you to be quiet, it's going to be complicated to work from home with them. Recently, I've had several people join the group who are like, oh, I have a newborn, I really want to work at home. That's not always the way it works, because employers still expect that you are fully devoted to them during the time that they've hired you for. And it's not something that, well, I'm working here, like this is my work area. Yes, Billy Joe, that's what you need? Okay, just a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go fix you breakfast, just a second. Yes, exactly. No, not right now, we're not playing in the house. Do you see where that could be frustrating? Right? The other thing that people commonly, all the time, especially right now because it's tax season, people are like, oh, well, you don't have to pay taxes. Yes, yes you do. Yes you do. You have to pay taxes for multiple reasons. Now, mainly because if you want to ever finance anything, ever, you have to have proof of your income. When you're self-employed, guess what the proof of income is? It's your prior year's income tax return. I know someone who owns a construction business. His first 2 years in business, he didn't file taxes. He had to go buy a new truck and new equipment. And guess what? He had to wait a whole year in order to have a tax return to pay taxes to be able to go finance something. Now, those variations can differ. If you have a regular paycheck, you can use paycheck stubs. But when someone asks you what you make, you have to be able to produce a document. And a lot of times, they want an income tax return. Such as buying a house or buying a new car. They're going to want something more than just you saying, oh, well, I make, $50,000 a year. Okay, show me some proof. It is what it is, okay? The other side of that is a lot of people who are used to getting like huge tax refunds think that working from home is for them. Well, let me explain to you that when you work from home and you're a 1099er, meaning you don't get a W-2, you get a 1099, which is where the employer does not take out any income taxes on you. 0. So do you know what happens at the end of the year? People like me, we don't get a refund. We owe money. Throughout the year, we take a percentage of my income. That is what our accountant has said. This is what you'll have to pay at the end of the year. That money goes into another account. You can pay that monthly. You can pay it quarterly, biannually. We pay it annually because it's a bill and that's how we treat it. But the thing is, there's no refund. Right? Like they say, oh, you owe. Not for last year, but the year before, it was like, oh, you owe $4,000. And we had to pay that. And so when we're going to do our taxes this weekend, or get our taxes back from the accountant, guess what? We're going to owe. This is the way it works when you don't get a regular paycheck from someone who takes money out for your taxes. You have to pay those, and guess what? If you go an extended amount of time and you don't pay your taxes, they can take your house, they can take your furniture, they can seize your bank accounts. It's not a good idea. If you are just now coming to working online, and this includes a lot of things, online teachers, freelancers, whether you're through Upwork or Fiverr or Etsy or even eBay, I recommend that you find an accountant that is familiar with your state rules, regulations, and the federal government. It makes your life so much easier to hand a whole stack of paper to someone else, and then they hand you back a piece of paper that you sign, and you're done. Okay, do you guys, I see one person in here. Does anyone have a question or concern? Anything that I can help with today? Nope. No comments. That's okay, guys. I will be going live probably tomorrow as well. We're going to talk about some freelancer type things. We're going to do a reaction to someone who also freelances and talks about their journey. And I hope to see you there. Okay? Remember, 3 things. Number 1, your life is worth the time that it takes to better your... Oh, I messed it up. You are worth the time it takes to better your life. Number 2, your life is worth the effort that it takes to better your life. And number 3, remember that you are loved. Until next time, guys, bye.